self-care from the physical aspect, what that looks like and what that feels like.
So I am really excited about this because John mentioned earlier cortisol. And I like to understand and explain the why behind what's happening inside of your body. So cortisol is a substance that's naturally produced. It's a stress hormone, it goes in and it regulates. It touches every organ and tissue in your body. So what it does is it says, hey, you're good, okay, you're not good, okay, blah, 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 blah. That's what it goes around and it does. The issue comes into play when it turns bad in your system. It turns bad when we have involuntary and voluntary things that happen to us. Voluntary, you keep somebody around in your life that you know you need to get rid of, you know you need to cut them off, but you let them come around and continue to stress you out. Involuntary is something that happens out of your control. A death, a traumatic experience, almost getting in a car accident. It sends adrenaline running through your system, right? So during this time that adrenaline goes running through, cortisol comes back behind and it tries to regulate everything back out. The issue comes in when we're in that constant state of producing that adrenaline and cortisol is really running through and running rampant. Remember, it touches every organ and tissue. Now it starts to wreak havoc on your body. This is when you start getting signs and symptoms, right? But know this, your body is so amazing and complex, it will literally try to fight, and until it gets to the point where it says, I can no longer do it, that's when you get a sign or symptom. So things don't just happen overnight. Your body has been fighting for almost 90 days prior to you seeing a sign or symptom. So now you say, well, what can I do for that? The most powerful thing you can do is say, I'm not okay. I'm not good. And this is what I had to do last year because I didn't have any energy. I had the patience of a pea, and I was not motivated and focused to do anything, and that's not me. And I'm just like, I'm just not myself. Something is not right. So I went to a nutritionist, and she became my advocate to tell me to go get my blood work. And my vitamin D was at 18. At a minimum, it should be at 30. On average, it should be at 50. Black women already do not absorb your vitamin D as you need to, and we couple in the wintertime when we're in more, we're not getting our vitamin D. I don't even know how I was functioning. I had that, the syndrome of, I'll just push through, it'll be okay, I'll just go to sleep, da da da. That's the worst thing you can do. You really have to be in tune with your body and start to sit and listen because it will speak to you all day and all night. It tells you when you're tired, it tells you when you're excited, it tells you when you're happy, it tells you when you're scared, when you're in danger. And you have to learn how to trust it and identify it and know it. So first we've acknowledged that there's an issue and I need to go get help. Next, go get your blood work done. If everything comes back with your blood work and the doctor says, oh, we've noticed some deficiencies, work with them to get that together. If they say, oh, it's everything is fine, and you're like, okay, something's still not right, you need to see one of these two, right? Because now it's something that's mental or emotional. We need to figure out how do we manage, how do we cope? And sometimes we just have never been taught how to cope with things. And instead of just rushing it under the rug, I had lost my father and we hit the pandemic and I had this just roller coaster of everything going on. I just had never stopped to grieve. So then I had to go get a therapist. And I just had to have a real conversation with myself that a lot of times we're taught when we say that we're not okay that it's weak. That is you taking power and control and you on your way to being your most authentic self. And if I can leave you with anything, it's definitely choose your authenticity over anything else. So once you've decided that you're going to see them, then you can go on and decide what's the best method that I need to make myself whole and happy. So to wrap and sum all of that up, by not being selfish, you will pay a cost. And you don't get to choose the form of payment.
Y'all might as well go ahead and give her a hand after that, right? That was just good medicine for our soul. And you know, she mentioned, of course, a good segue back to me because I am a mental health care. When you have a clear understanding of who you are, when you have you're working on in terms of self-care and how you are pushing forward.
Power of no. And really being very selfish with my time. I really love to give. Active service is another love language of mine. And I could be sitting on all these boards and I'm just not being effective. So I had to remove myself and be okay with removing myself from certain situations and certain things. And just being like, you know what, no. Like, you're gonna be tired when you get off of work. Don't agree to do that because then you're not gonna feel like you're doing it. So be okay with no, and you don't always have to explain that to people. You know, I just no. And I'm okay with that. Your body has to work together. If one system goes down, it starts to hit the others. And so you have to go back in and figure out what was the original system that went down to help the other ones gain back in alignment. And always remember this too, your body tries to protect the heart. It will cut off everything that it does not need, which is why when people get hypothermia, their hands and feet go first. It says we don't need that. Your hair, all of that disconnects. It will start from the furthest way out to protect your heart. So when something's not right and your body's like, I gotta protect it, you're really gonna see your symptoms. You're gonna see something that starts to happen and you'll know your body's going in defense mode and it's trying to protect it, what's going on. And we are so quick to be so humble and, you know, be so Christian that we can't elevate ourselves. Give yourself your props and celebrate every single win you have. If you woke up on the right side of the bed this morning, oh, that's a good win for me today. I'm feeling good, right? Nothing is too small, and I think we discredit those little small wins. And that takes away and eats at our joy as well. So appreciate every single small win you have. Take back every key you have given to somebody else to try to make you happy. And use that on yourself every day. Like, go in a jewelry box and pull out a key. What's my key today that I'm giving myself? I'm giving myself permission. Sometimes we just have to say, you have permission to do that. You can. It's okay. And just continue to tell yourself.